Hey, there's Facebook.
Hey, Facebook.
We're live. Hello.
Hey,
Good to see you guys.
Instagram.
And Instagram is live as well. So you want to tell them about Instagram, Kristen?
Yeah,
and
okay,
maybe
so-
the problems we might have?
You know the thing that we had with Facebook a while ago where like the orientation of the live video wasn't letting us do it horizontally?
Yes.
Now Instagram is on board with that train.
Thanks, Instagram.
Appreciate it. Anyway, you're gonna have to just like lay your phone down and turn it sideways. So sorry. So, but we are live on Facebook. It will be the correct orientation. If you just want to go over there, you can see it in the very convenient orientation which you choose.
Yeah,
so.
as you would see it in real life.
Absolutely.
With us looking at you instead of like that.
That is fine.
Unless you prefer it that way.
Social media platforms, we need to have some like consistency. What is that? They need to coincide. They need to be cohesive.
They need to talk. There needs to be some communication. So.
Absolutely. Well, welcome to our Facebook
hey,
Live.
Guys.
And hey, Jenny, I see you there. Thanks for joining us. My name is Kristen. I'm the Customer Experience Manager here at Skin Therapeutic.
Yep. And I'm Brian. I'm the owner of Skin Therapeutic.
And I hope you have your tea, matcha,
Yes,
coffee.
tea, matcha, whatever your drink of choice. What are you drinking today?
I'm extra bougie today. I am doing the blonde caramel brulee latte via the Bucks.
Wow.
Via the Starbucks.
Yeah, coffee regular.
Regular black?
Yeah, just that's it. And I'm so confused. My kids use this word bougie, and I have no idea what it means.
It's like extra.
Extra.
Do you know what extra means?
I know what extra means.
Okay.
Yes. So I had to ask that too.
I love it. That's hysterical.
Kids today, so.
Well, thanks for joining us today. We are discussing a topic we get a lot of questions about. It is rosacea. So it's one of the more difficult skin conditions to deal with, and we are aware of that, and I know that you're aware of that, to do that. And so we've got a lot of good information for you, and we've tried to put together some good things to you, and we'll be honest too with you that because it is so difficult to work with and work around, there's not some clear-cut direction on a lot of the ways that you can treat it, but we're going to give you some good ideas. We've researched a lot of things. We've talked to some experts in the field that actually work with rosacea on a daily basis, and the one thing I didn't know is how common it was. It is very, very common.
And that there's a National Rosacea Society, which I didn't know, who says about 16 million Americans are affected by rosacea.
16 million?
16 million. That's with an M.
And that's just an average, or that's what they're guessing, or is that like?
Well, I mean, I'm sure they do some facts, but but that's just Americans. That's not even in the world.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. So, do you know anybody with a rosacea?
I mean, I have rosacea, so y'all, I do full coverage foundation and concealer because I deal a lot with it along my cheeks, especially on this side of my face. For some reason, it's worse here than it is on this side, but I definitely get flare-ups, from just randomly, sometimes even like, especially if it's hot outside and environment stuff, but it gets triggered all the time, so it's kind of frustrating. It's but it's kind of a part of the life now, just kind of what you do. You cover it up and kind of just hope for the best. So, anyway, but today we're going to talk about things that it can, what it can be triggered by. We're going to talk about some I want to say treatment options, but we just need to understand that there is no cure for rosacea. Yeah. So we are going to talk about maintaining and like managing. That's the word. Yeah. That's a good word.
That's good. So let's talk about what rosacea is.
Yeah. So a lot of our information today is coming from the American Academy of Dermatology. This is a more medical based live. So we wanted to make sure we had a lot of facts to bring to you guys and make sure that you all understand that there's some things that you can do to help manage, but ultimately this is definitely a medical condition that needs to be seen by a dermatologist. So rosacea often begins with a tendency to flush and the skin to redden more easily than what you see, and it can be triggered by random things, not just embarrassment or natural emotions, but it also can slowly spread to other parts of the body and look a little bit different than not just this redness. So either it can spread to your ears, it can spread to your neck and chest, back even, and also there's a tendency for those areas to be red all the time even. So that's a more severe case of it. It doesn't have to just flush and be, you know, visible. It can stay red all the time.
Yeah. And as far as causes go, I think we've mentioned this, there's not really a clear cause.
Right.
And that's unfortunate, but you know, when we look at everything in the research and different things, there are a few things that scientists seem to agree on. So we'll talk a little bit about these kinds of things that you can count on. It does run in the family. So heredity, family line, if other people in your family have rosacea, then you are more prone to experience that. There are some scientists that believe that it could be a dysfunction in the immune system that could cause it. And so it's funny to me that there's a lot of things in our immune system that it affects one thing, or it's in one place, but it presents itself elsewhere. And rosacea may be one of those things. So there is actually a bacteria that a lot of people with the more acne-like rosacea have. And this bacteria is called Bacillus Auleraneus, I believe, is the medical term. So
we may be butchering these, by the way.
Yeah, so remember, I'm not a doctor,
no,
you know, whatsoever. I'll pretend I'm Dr. Dre, but I'm not really. Yeah, so you can't trust me, you know, but not a medical doctor. So sorry, I just got distracted. So they have this bacteria within their immune system, and what happens is it causes your immune system to overreact. And anytime your immune system is going to overreact, then you know what you find is that your body just acts funny.
Yeah.
And you'll get this thing where it will actually that's where it presents itself elsewhere. So there's also a bug that could cause infections, and this is the H. pylori infection. This is in your intestine, and so if you do have this infection, then sometimes I think they found a lot of people with rosacea do have this, but they've also found people have it that don't have rosacea too.
Yeah.
So it's so encouraging, all of the research that's out there. So, but it could be a contributor to it. There's also a mite that lives under your skin, which is kind of gross. We really don't want to think about this, but everybody has it. Yeah. Everybody has this.
Everybody has it.
Everybody has it.
So you have mites in your skin right now.
Right. So yeah, look to the person beside you and go, "Hey, nice mites." But you have them. But a lot of people with, I guess, an overabundance of these. Maybe you have rosacea, but hey, guess what? Also, there are people with a lot of these that don't have rosacea.
Yeah.
So, man, thanks again. Another win for science. There's also a protein that it involves. It helps protect your skin. And so it helps the skin not get infected as well. And so depending on how your body processes protein, if you have a difficulty processing protein, I kind of think of this like if you have a problem processing gluten or something like that, how it can show up in so many different ways in your body. If you have a problem with protein processing, then it could cause a rosacea flare-up too, because there are a lot of people that have a problem doing that rosacea has shown up.
Absolutely. And something that's really important, especially for you licensed professionals out there, is understanding the subtypes of rosacea and how to identify if it's rosacea or something else. So it's definitely a factor in your treatment plan, and so you want to look for these subtypes to decipher if it's like acne or if it's rosacea or if it's just dry skin or what all that entails.
Yeah, so you could inflame it really bad.
Right, exactly.
if you treat the wrong thing.
Exactly. So one of the things is the most obvious, it is the facial redness. Yeah. You will see visible blood vessels, spider veins. There's actually some swelling that can sometimes be involved with rosacea. I know that I personally deal with the swelling, the sensitivity, and the redness that I get. Sometimes it gets so red that it's even like a little bit of purple, it's really purple in those deep areas. So you're definitely going to see, you may even see the redness in the blood vessels, but you could see something that looks like spider veins. And then also, the sensitivity, and that comes with like photosensitivity, treatment, very sensitive skin types. You may even see dry skin with rosacea. It's not a oily or dry skin thing. It's an all skin type thing. So you can see dryness, roughness, scaliness, flakiness in those areas too. But definitely this is the most common of all the subtypes. So just kind of look out for those things.
Yeah. So there's 4 subtypes. That's what we said that we'll cover today. And this is where it's so important for you guys to know the difference. The next one is where it gets kind of tricky. So this is the one that kind of looks like acne. You will see a little bit of oily skin on this. with this, but one thing to notice, one of the differences is that you won't see any whiteheads or you won't see any blackheads with this. However, but it can certainly present itself like acne. So if you treat it as such, then you could really, really inflame the rosacea and make the skin worse and more sensitive.
Right.
It is going to be more sensitive skin. There's so many things that go along with this. The breakouts will tend to come and go. And sometimes the breakouts, they look like pustules. They will have pus. Sometimes they won't. It just depends, and there can be some swelling associated with that. There could be some raised patches on the skin as well. But I think the most important thing to look like, whether you're determining whether it's acne or not, is to look for whiteheads and blackheads. However, there is a great PDF that we're going to make available on our website, and we downloaded this from the American Academy of Dermatology, and it's called Acne or Rosacea, which one? And so there's some great tips and points that can help you determine, and we'll make this available to you so you can download it, you can have that, and right there in your clinic or your facility or whatever you have, so when you're evaluating somebody, you can help them determine whether or not that it is. Absolutely. And so these first two ones that we talked about, the most common, the facial redness and then the acne-like ones, I think they increase in severity too as you go up. So moving on to the next one, this is a little bit more severe.
Yeah, and this one is kind of is, like you said, it's a more severe part of rosacea. It's definitely a rare subtype, and it's the thickening of the skin. So you can definitely see a bumpy texture, enlarged pores, more oily skin because those pores are enlarged. But you see it most of the time in the nose area with rhinophyma, and definitely when you will see thickening in like the chin area, nose, forehead, sometimes around the ears and sometimes around the cheeks, but it mainly shows up right there on the nose and that rhinophyma, so that could be rosacea in those areas. And then the last more rare subtype is pretty interesting, and
I didn't know
about this one either, but it's called like ocular rosacea.
Yeah, it shows up in the eyes.
Interesting.
And so because typically rosacea is going to be in the center of the face, so nose, cheeks area. It can go up here in the forehead too, but there is a form of rosacea that shows up in the eyes, and the main sign of it is that you can see visible blood vessels or capillaries on the skin. So it could be on the eyelid, it could be under the eye, and even some of the pictures that you'll see, it can swell like there's a sty in your eye, but that can be rosacea. So it's just important to know what you're looking at when you do this. But these people are typically going to be very sensitive to light. They may say that their eyes feel gritty, like there's sand in their eyes, and so a lot of times that's what it feels like. They probably have watery bloodshot eyes as well, which can also look like a sty or can look like pink eye. There's different things that can look at. In the sty, like I said, it can look like a cyst, so there's something swollen on there. So that one, don't touch it. It is my best advice for that. That's definitely something that should only be treated by a medical doctor.
Absolutely. So it's really important to understand that whenever you do have a flare-up like that, or if it's a consistent thing throughout, you don't mess with it. You need to see a dermatologist. You need to go get this looked at by a medical professional, because there's no cure for rosacea. It can only really be maintained and controlled. So medicines, laser treatments, some chemical peels can reduce or clear some signs of rosacea, but really the flare-ups come from your everyday habits. I mean, that's going to be across the board, I think, with all skin conditions, is your daily decisions on what you do to your body and what you put in your body are definitely going to have a factor in your flare-ups with any kind of skin condition. So what causes the flare-up is a really essential question whenever you're talking to your clients. Whenever you do that intake and consultation visit, you definitely want to understand, what causes a flare-up. Like, what are you eating certain things, or what is it? Because you definitely want to look for triggers.
Well, and you want them to notice. Hopefully they're going to pay attention to these triggers, whether it's food or wind or whatever causes the flare-up, so they can avoid those things.
Absolutely. So cold air, wind, windiness, eating spicy foods, even sun exposure, and alcohol intake can have an effect on that. And so you definitely want to stay away from those things, and like harsh things like harsh skincare, scrubbing, abrasive, physical exfoliants, that kind of thing. Because those can all be triggers and make your rosacea worse or make other skin conditions worse. So let's talk about more the treatment options, since there's not many options for rosacea that will keep it from flaring up. But I definitely think there are some options to maintaining and managing.
Definitely. And so we have a lot of great customers here, and I wanted to make sure that I talked with some of our clients who deal with rosacea a lot, just to get their input before we talked to you guys. And we are very fortunate to have a great customer. Her name is Jacqueline Parasetsky. And Jacqueline is, I know, great last name, right? She is based in Ohio, Columbus, Ohio. So she actually has 3 medical spas. There's 2 in Ohio and 1 in Naples, Florida, that she owns. But Jacqueline, I love her experience, because anytime you talk to her, you realize how smart she is.
Yes.
But she got the opportunity to really work in more of the medical background before she opened her own spa. She is a master esthetician as well, has been doing this for a long time, but her medical background really helps her understand the why behind. She's really good with the science of how the skin works and why it reacts the way that it does to certain chemical peels or treatments. And so I knew that she would have some really good insights. So I just had a conversation with her about, what do you do when it comes to rosacea? What kinds of things do you see? What do you treat? And, when I was talking to her, she confirmed everything that we've already said about the triggers and the subtypes and what they look like and what goes on in the skin with those. And so that was great. I really felt confident in everything that we were sharing with you guys, because this is what she sees. And but she was very adamant, I think, about too, always asking your client, what do you think triggered this? What made this flare up before you do anything, so you can really help educate them on why they need to avoid those things if they can, and do different things. So when I asked her though about treatments, okay, so what do you do? What helps? She said the main thing that helps, the thing they love more than anything, is using oxygen treatments. And so if you have access to oxygen treatments, or you can do that, that is something that's going to actually provide some relief. And so what Jacqueline has found is that by bringing that oxygen to the skin, what it does is it really allows the skin to breathe and release some of those toxins, and then also get some of that good stuff into the skin. Absolutely. And it's gonna help relieve some of the redness, relieve some of the swelling, and relieve some of those things. She also will use like very light exfoliation methods. So especially for the first subtype, which is more of the dry rosacea. So there is a lot of exfoliation that needs to happen, but with rosacea you have to be careful. So she recommends very light dermaplaning. So if you're going to do a dermaplane, on it, use a very light stroke with that, and not a lot of pressure on that to do that. Or there are some chemical peels that can do well too.
Yes,
a good mandelic peel is mild enough that you can use that. And I think even we'll talk a little bit later too, a 10% salicylic can also help, especially for the acne-like symptoms.
That's one of the peels that I absolutely love. Now, I have sensitive skin. I have rosacea. I'm, a 1 to 2 on the fit scale, and so it's definitely, I have sensitivity for sure. And the 30% mandelic, and then the lighter end, so like the 10% Sally and a couple other ones are definitely great options when treating that skin condition, or treating their face with pairing with rosacea. Definitely a really, really good one. It's just not gonna be as aggressive as like a glycolic peel. So that's why those are 2 very good options when you have a client with rosacea.
Yeah, I think so too. And what Jacqueline was saying is that you are dealing with inflammation, and so many of the things in our body, it has to do with inflammation anyway. And so salicylic is derived from aspirin, so it can relieve some of that inflammation, but it's also going to go after the bumps as well and help remove some of those. Then when Jacqueline and I were talking about the more severe versions, so the thickening of the skin, if it gets in the eyes, she's like, don't touch it. Don't treat that. They need to go to a doctor. So if you see somebody with this kind of rosacea where you can tell that, especially around the nose, that the skin is really thick, or around the eyes, it's probably been going on for a long time, and they probably should have gone to a doctor already. But yeah, you need to make sure that you send them to get treatment, get medicine or laser treatments or something like that before you can really even do anything to treat the skin. And I think that's a good point to remember, that in a lot of the skin conditions that we see, you can't always treat everything, nor should you. And just being cautious, it helps protect you as the professional, and it helps get better results for your clients. So I just think that's important to remember, in that, you don't have to have all the answers, is what I'm saying. And it's good to partner with people that can pick up where maybe necessarily you don't know everything. We highly recommend that you work with a medical director. If you don't work in a medical facility or have access to a physician that can help you, then find somebody that can be a medical director for you, and kind of get under their tutelage a little bit and let them educate you, because you can gain so much for your business and for your clients if you will take the time, and there'll be a little bit of an expense, to educate yourself and understand these reasons why the skin does what it does, and the way that it works with different treatments, and it'll just improve your credibility. And so that's what I love about Jacqueline, and getting to talk with her, is that she's done that, and so I completely trust her advice and what she says, and she knows what she's talking about. But you can do that too, is what I'm saying, if you will take the time and do that investment, and really find some people that you can work with in your area.
Yeah, so I definitely think that's a good point to remember. Some skin conditions should not be treated by anyone but a medical professional. So that is definitely something you should keep in mind if you're an independent esthetician, or if you're working in your own with professional skincare, is if you don't have a medical director and you see someone come in with these skin conditions, you definitely need to be referring them to a dermatologist or someone that has specializes in skin like that on a medical basis, so that they can get the treatment plan together, and then you can work with their treatment plan, what services you may be able to offer in your practice or your salon or spa. So it's definitely something to keep in mind, is if you're going to treat skin that has these issues, you definitely want to be using products that have like green tea, aloe, squalene for dry rosacea. Those are really, really good options, because they're they're non-aggressive, they're going to be calming, soothing, and for acne like rosacea with with oily skin or oily acne with rosacea, sulfur, benzoyl peroxide, and my favorite is hyaluronic acid. I definitely love hyaluronic for a lot of reasons, and one of it is because it will help hydrate without congesting the skin, and it's sensitive. It's good for sensitive skin types. So definitely keep all this in mind, and like he said, make sure you're going out and you're educating yourself any way you can. You're definitely going to build trust with you and your clients. You're going to be seen as the professional, more credible, and then people are going to talk about that stuff. Like you actually discuss the, you didn't say I'm the expert in everything and I'm the end all be all. You were saying, listen, this is something that I definitely don't need to treat without you going to see a dermatologist and you getting a medical, opinion on this. So
absolutely.
This is a lot of information, but thank you for tuning in for the Rosacea Talk.
Wait, there's more.
Yes, there is more. So we have a major announcement. In the month of December, we are going to be doing a big giveaway. So in the month of December, if you purchased $300 or more in the month, so it doesn't have to be on one order, it can be all orders. It's all orders combined. But if you purchase $300 or more, we're going to put your name in a drawing for a complete back bar giveaway.
Did you talk me into this again?
I did.
Wow,
Yeah, we're giving all kinds of free stuff away. But anyway, This is what this entails.
Yeah, the unveiling. I don't know if you can
Right
see
here.
all of the back bar items that are presented here.
Wonderful, wonderful things. Here's my favorite, hyaluronic acid, HIB5 in the pro size. We've got a huge thing of hydrogel hydrogel turnover booster, which is that squalene, which is fantastic for that dry skin with rosacea. Yeah. We've got a mask. We've got a crystal exfoliating scrub. All the cleansers in the big pro size. We've got compressed sponges, headbands. I mean, just a ton of stuff. It's basically going to set you up with a complete back bar of all the items you need to just, you know,
it is. So
hit the ground running.
This is like a $500 value.
If
you bought all this stuff, it would cost you $500 just for what you see right here. So, but we want you to be prepared. We want you to have a great back bar. And so, hey, it's easy. Just with anybody that orders totaling $300 this month, you're going to go in the drawing for this, and we will draw that. When are we going to draw the winner?
I think it's January 9.
Yeah,
5,
on another Facebook
like
Live.
So it'll be the first week in January that we do the first live in January. We will be doing the grand giveaway live here. So we'll make sure to contact the person who wins on that day. But just keep in mind, this is available, and you could potentially win all these wonderful things. And so it's really exciting. We're still doing the posters. Yeah, we're still doing the free posters. If you order $150 or more, you get one. If you order $200, you get 2 for free. And we've still got those available through the end of the month.
Yep. And if any order over $150 is free shipping.
Yeah.
I mean, this is like Christmas.
We're just giving all kinds of stuff away.
You gotta tone down. You're giving away the store.
Sorry, not sorry. But anyway, guys, we thank you so much for tuning into this Rosacea Talk. If you have any questions, please give us a call. Also, you can email us. Go to our website, skintherapeutic.com. If you do not have a customer account with us, you can sign up there. And we'll be back, I think, next week. Is that right? We're coming back next week. It'll be the last Facebook Live for the year.
And if you're not on our email list, you need to get on that, because we will send a link to the video.
Absolutely.
So you can go back and watch it and have and hold it and all those things.
Absolutely. So we'll be back next week where you're talking about, I think is it melasma? We're talking about melasma. That's right.
Another difficult one.
Yes, it's fun. Very fun, but very difficult. So we're talking about the hard things at the end of the year.
Yeah, it really is. But you'll get started off right, though.
Yes, absolutely. So tune in next week. We'll be there. Go to our YouTube channel to watch this or any of our other videos, and contact us if you have any questions or if we can do anything for you. Yeah. But other than that, we are out. 27 minutes. We did that.
Thank you,
covered
guys.
a lot.
Yeah. Always good to talk with you.
Have a great day. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Bye.